Hey everybody, this is David Schooley with the Big John MMA Fight Club. I'm here talking to none other than Big John McCarthy himself. How you doing, Big John?
I'm good, brother. How you doing?
I'm good. Hey, listen, man, we got an exciting month, as always. It seems like it just keeps getting crazier and crazier. I want to talk about Bellator for a minute here. We've got Bellator 92 coming up. It's coming up on March 7th. This is going to be in Temecula, California, so I'm actually going to be there. I think you're actually reffing there as well, right?
I will be working that show.
Nice. So, there's some cool matchups going on here. Now, obviously, I'm never going to ask you for a prediction, but I do want a little bit of insight from you. I want to know what you know about these fighters and what you think about them. We've got, for the middleweight tournament semifinals, we're looking at Kramer versus Cooper. Two very different but very tough guys. Tell me your thoughts on these guys.
I know both guys really well. Cooper is, from out here in Long Beach. He's fought out of the Body Shop for a while and a couple other little places, but I tell you, Brett Cooper he's tough, just tough. He's just a grinder. He comes after you. He's a good wrestler. He's got great wrestling behind him. He's tough. He'll throw his hands. His submission game is probably the weakest, part of his game overall, if you're saying, because he really doesn't go after that many submissions. He goes after grounding and pounding you and just putting his hands on you to the point where he wears you down to the point you can't keep going. Kramer is, the guy looks like a male model, man. He came from the Ultimate. He actually did well, and he's from the American Top Team. He has been trained very well. He is tough. He just keeps coming after you. He had a really tough fight against Brian, and that fight could have gone either way. Brian's super physical, very strong guy, and Kramer just came and just kept stalking him down, taking shots to deliver shots. He proved that he is absolutely a tough fighter and a guy that no one can look at and say, oh, this is going to be an easy day. It is going to be a hard night for either guy. Cooper's got it tough and Kramer's got it tough. They're both facing a guy that is not going to back down in any way.
Well, and we talked about this with Frank Trigg. In this tournament style fighting, they've got a short term in between these fights too, so they're kind of grinding down on each other hard. And when you come off of one hard fight right into another, it's got to play a role here,
That's tough on your training. You take a look at Kramer, I believe, fought, his fight was like, a week ago?
Yeah.
Hers was 2 weeks ago, so you got 1 week difference between it. Both guys, Kramer, I think, came out with a little bit more damage than Cooper did. He had a little bit harder fight, took some bigger shots in the fight, but you just got to put that to the side. Be smart in the way you're training.
Right.
Get the work in that you need to get your conditioning going, and just try to ride that belt as it's moving down the road to the point where you're getting that training in that you need to get yourself prepared, but you're not getting hurt.
Right. Well, hey, let's talk about two more guys that are coming in the same fashion, coming to bang. Doug Marshall, who we've seen many times, and then Sultan Aliyev. I hate to put everybody in boxes, but we talk about these Russians, man. There's all these guys are just so tough, and they're coming in here strong. I think this is going to be a great fight. What do you think?
It's a really good fight. The real reason why, technically, all around guy, Aliyev is a very talented guy, likes to stand up. Yep. And he's going to have the exact guy that's going to want to stand up with him in Doug Marshall. Doug Marshall hits hard. I'm telling you, I've known Doug for a long time. The man comes, and if he puts his hands on you, take a look, his last fight, man, one shot, and it changes the course of the fight. The guy, if he touches your chin with one of his hands, either left or right, he's got a big right hand, but he'll hit you with a left hook too. He puts his hands on your chin. It's going to affect who you are. And so Aliyev, absolutely talented kickboxer. He's got some good, Sombo behind him and everything. This is one of those, I don't see it going to the distance. I think, one of these guys is going to go down.
Yeah, they're going to stand until one falls. I think you're absolutely right on it. Well, let's talk about Becerra, Richmond. These two guys are going to bang too. What do you know about these guys?
Mike Richmond, he's got strong hands. He lost in the featherweight tournament that just happened. He lost to the guy who ended up winning it.
Right.
And that guy knocked everybody out. So he's got nothing to feel bad about. He got touched on the chin. It can happen to any of us. That's just part of the sport. He's come back well, and he's got a tough fight. You're looking at two guys, 15-2 and 14-2, I think, are the records. Both of them are heavy-handed. Both of them like to stand up more than go to the ground. Again, I think you're going to see both guys just throwing leather with those small gloves. Man, all it takes is one little space alteration, and then someone's going to end up going to sleep and try to figure out as they're waking up who they are.
Yeah. It's hard to see too many of these going to decision right now. All right, and the featherweight semifinals. Let's chat for a second about them. We got Frodo Kozbilev and then Marlon Sandro.
Yeah, Frodo I've seen fight a couple times. Talented guy. Sandro, I've seen Marlon for many years. Yeah. Super good Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu stylist. He's got good stand-up. He keeps on getting towards the finals, and he loses in that final fight. He's just had bad luck. He ended up going against Pat Curran, losing that fight, with a big knockout. But he was competitive in the fight up to that point. And I think experience-wise, I got to give, Marlon has got a little bit more experience, and he's got a little bit higher level of guys that he's competed in than Frodo has. But Frodo absolutely has the skill set and the power to put Marlon down and hurt him in the fight. So, again, really good competitive fight. This is what you're looking for when you get these featherweight tournaments. And I love the tournament format and the fact that, you don't get to really, pick who you want to fight.
Right.
You're put on that, nice little.
It's performance only, right?
That's it, man. You just got to go out and do it.
Nice. Well, listen, that's the majority of the card here for Bellator 92. So I want to thank you for your comments. It's now up to all the fans out there. Lock in their predictions, figure out who they think is going to win this bout, and I'll see you there in Temecula. All right? All right, thanks a lot, John.
All right, brother.